Hey, hi, how's it going? Welcome back to Little Nuts Farm. Hey, just wanted to pick the garden. I'm gonna pick the garden, but I've also got a few clips I'm gonna throw in here and there. One, we come back out one night, and I don't remember how many, but we picked a bunch of tomato hornworms. Now, they weren't near as tasty as the tomatoes and the peppers and things like that we pick out of the garden. But when we picked those hornworms, yeah, they weren't very tasty. So we just kind of throwed them back and put a little stomp on them, you know what I'm saying? So got that. Also, we did some more canning, roasted some tomatoes, I believe, and canned those. So I'm gonna probably throw some of that in there. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you this. You know what that is? Do you? I'll wait. Oh, okay. That is an Armenian cucumber. Now, what's different about an Armenian cucumber? I'll just tell you, it's not a cucumber. It is actually a musk melon. M-U-S-K, probably, something like that. I'm not sure of the spelling, but it's actually a musk melon. It's supposed to be a little bit sweet. I don't know. A lot of people do pickle them just like cucumbers, and that's probably, I don't think we're going to have enough to do that. But as you can tell, well, you can't tell till I turn it around. Huh? As you can tell, this thing is loaded with blooms. And one reason people plant these is because they're heat tolerant and disease resistant. So a lot of people will pick or plant these, especially this one's really slow. Now, whether it's because it's in a container, I don't know, but little bee just working it, boy. He is getting with it, ain't he? Look at that. That's the only one we got going. So, as you know, they're not doing real well for us, but that is pretty neat. But hey, we're gonna go. We'll be right back.
You ready?
Yeah, he's up there. See how green that sucker is? See how he glows?
With the black light. See, without the black light, you really look. Bing. Found like 5 or 6 of them on this one plant today. Come on. I don't like when they squirt on you.
No, I don't think anybody does.
It's gross.
That's the third one. I couldn't get the second one on video because, well, I'm just not a real good editor. Yeah. That's 3.
Not counting the 6 we found today.
Yeah, plus the 6 you've already smashed today.
Fed them to the ducks. Muscovy ducks really like them. Chickens really like them too. Anyway.
Shining light down here.
Yeah, that's a little hornworm.
I can't find him in my... It would help if I was turned the right way.
Bitty.
As you can see the size of my finger, that's a little bitty joker. But he didn't escape.
You got a good eye.
From round 2, electric boogaloo.
Yeah, you got a good eye. Come on on.
So how many did you kill today?
6 during the daytime.
And what did we get tonight?
Another, what, 4?
4.
See, that looks like damage to me.
Yeah, it is. So it's
Where is it?
10. 10
Mm-hmm.
that we got today. And maybe no telling how many more there are.
I don't know.
Well, did you enjoy that? I'm still picking. I'm still picking tomatoes. We have canned just about everything that we are going to can. I can tell you right now, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these. I just don't know. But I've got plenty more to pick here. I've got peppers to pick, and we will be right back. Whew. Man, oh man. We got peppers. These are the sweet pickle peppers. Boy, look at there. I messed that up, didn't I? I messed that up. A whole bunch of these little cannon tomatoes. And I'm telling you, I'm not making this up. I'm out of jars. I am out of jars. Sorry about that. I know I'm getting y'all right in the plants, right down in there, so you can see what's going on. Look at this little guy. You know what that is? Tomato worm. Tomato worm. Folks, tomato worms are juicy. You know what I mean? But they don't have a very good flavor. Yeah, tomato worms just don't, they're not very rich in minerals, or I don't even think that you could put sugar on them and make them taste good. I really don't. I don't think they make a gravy that would make one taste good. This is some more cucumbers here that we've planted where our peas were, because it got too hot for peas. And we decided to plant some cucumbers in here, and man, they're blooming out like crazy right now. But we really haven't noticed anything. And I'm not sure what these are. These are either going to be the Armenian, or they're going to be what they call a straight 8. Now, looky here. Looky here. Y'all see that one? Professional pickle picker right there. So now see how knobby this one is? How knobby. It's got little prickly things on it. Now they're not hurting me or anything like that, but they are prickly. This is more than likely, since it does not look, it's not smooth like the Armenian, it's going to be the straight 8, I'm sure. I'm pretty much sure on that. And with it being prickly like that, that tells me that it is probably going to be a pickling cucumber. Because usually a slicer cucumber is smooth. Now, you can use either. Some people will tell you that some are bitter than others, but usually the reason that they use the slicer are, yeah, go on, get loud, folks. We're just trying to make quality content. You know, it's not nothing. Don't worry about it. Just hammer down. It's the weekend. Back to what I was saying. The rough cucumbers are more for pickling. And the reason for that, the smooth ones, which they would call slicing cucumbers, they just look prettier in a salad. Now, some people will tell you, well, that and some of them are a little bitter, and they, you know, probably are. But by the time you pickle one, can you really tell if it's bitter? Can you really? Now, I was going to go ahead and pick some of these, but as you can tell, they're just red on one side. Now, that's probably because they're only getting sun on one side, but really, they're still a little bit green. So we're going to have to, I don't know if they would just turn enough, you know what I mean, by putting them on the table. And I wanted to look. Now, this little thing here is about done, I guess. Last video, we had a lot of blooms, and as you can see, the blooms are falling. You know what? It actually looks like another tomato worm might have been on this thing. I'm not seeing one. I may have to come back out here tonight and see if I can find the culprit, because I'm sure not seeing him right now. If y'all see him, just bloop it down in the comments there so I can come back out and find him. But it's starting to slow down now. I don't know why. Maybe it's that time, but from the looks of things, it looks like we might have us another tomato worm, but I'm just not seeing him right now. Just not. I also wanted to get in here and look at my little social experiment here. Well, I don't guess it's social really, is it? But we've got some of the Egyptian walking onions finally starting to poke their head through. I think that's actually a weed. Is that a weed? Yeah. Starting to poke their head through. And we've got a damaged Jimmy Nardello there. Might ought to go ahead and just pick these because I don't want them to be damaged anymore. So we got a couple Nardellos here. Big green one over there that still isn't even trying, isn't even thinking about it. Whew, folks, it's getting warm out here. It's getting warm out here. If you happen to see well, you're not going to, never mind. I was going to say, if you happen to see the dogs run by, they are feeling better. But it's so hot outside that I didn't want to let Ollie out. He's just, they don't breathe real well. You know what I'm saying? Oh, gotta get my clippers out of here. Because check this out. You see him? You see him right there? Oh, Zucchino rampicante. I wonder, let's look at it real quick. How about it? Now it's still turning a little bit yellow, and I'm noticing it's that time of the day, of course. There aren't really none open at all blooms on it now, but we do have these two, and we've got this little one here that has been pollinated. Whew. And it looks like we've got another little one right here that's been pollinated. And then there's one bloom right there. Now that's going to be a male bloom, and I'm not seeing any female blooms anywhere. But there's not really any blooms out right now. Now that could be the time of day, because certain times of day you get more blooms than others. I don't know. It's a little warm, so that's probably what it's. I'm going to cut these, and we'll be right back. Now, these have been hanging like that for at least a week without changing really any size. And as you can tell, these two, the necks aren't quite as big around as the last ones. I actually think that cutting these will make these two little ones, of course, grow a little bit. You know, the plant's gonna put more energy into these two. That's what I'm thinking. But I also think that this plant is probably about done. It's probably give us all it's gonna give this year. Golly, can y'all get a little louder out there? Which is, that's fine though. We've got plenty of squash. But I've noticed that these were, the growth was kind of getting stunted on these. They weren't growing any. So we just went ahead and take them down and put these in the freezer, let them two grow. And then if that's all that show up, we'll probably put some peas on there, because I'm about ready for peas. But peas aren't ready for me because it's still way too hot. Way too hot for peas. Now this is a hot mess. It needs to be weeded, and they're really, really late. But I wanted to show you this. Now that's chicken wire, so that tells you the size of that little sucker back there. Ain't he something? And look at that. Ain't he something? But as you can tell, it's a weedy mess. So I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna have to do some cleaning out, but folks, it is so humid that it'll have to be, you know, different time of day before I try to even tackle that. Now I know what you're saying. What are those? Are they watermelons? I don't know. I don't remember. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't remember. They're either watermelon, mushmelon, or cantaloupe, and I'm betting that they're a mushmelon. If I had to bet on that. Look at these things, man. This is my son's raspberries, and I'm telling you, what a hot mess. But Forgot they had little stickers on them. In this container, these things are going like crazy. I don't know if they need to be in the ground or not to do any better than what they're doing. But hey, who knows? Whew, I'm hot. I am hot. Hot, 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 hot. But we do have a pretty good picking. A pretty good picking. I need to try to get this one if I can, because I think it's pretty good. Yeah, it needs to come out. Whew. What do you think about that? Mercy sakes alive. Want to know why our cucumbers are just now starting? Because the bees are still hanging with us. That's it, little buddy. You just pollinate all you want to. You just pollinate all you want to, big guy. That's all we about got this week, folks. That's all we about got. That sentence doesn't even sound right, does it? That is about all we have for this week. We've done some canning. We've done some worm hunting. We've done some picking. The only thing that I really didn't pick a whole lot of, and then I didn't see a whole lot of, was the shishito peppers. And honestly, there's a few right here that I probably could pick. But honestly, I'm not too worried about them, because my neighbor, my mother, she brought me a whole bucket full of them. So I know we've got more shishitos running out my ears. I mean, don't get me wrong, we still use them, but we're not hurting for them is what I'm trying to say. And we've got a pretty good selection of vegetables. If you guys are outside, I feel for you. Hey, you folks come back and see us. I hope you'll like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that fancy stuff that helps our channel grow. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.